So, this podcast this episode, rather. I'm pretty sure we're on episode 9. But first, let me welcome you. Welcome to CoCo from the Dark Visual Podcast, episode 9 of season 2.
Would you like a receipt?
So, I just kept like, okay. So yesterday, let me start at the beginning. So yesterday, I received word that um I was losing someone from my soul tribe, not physically. They weren't passing on or anything. They were just moving on. And it really triggered something within me, awakened something within me. I don't know, but it made me start connecting with the beginning of my spiritual journey. So 111 is on the clock. So I remember when I first started this journey, y'all, it was like a deer in headlights. Like I didn't know what to do. I knew that I wanted to do things. I knew that I wanted to connect with people and magic and voodoo, even hoodoo, and like all sorts of things that of the metaphysical world that were not open to me growing up, that I did not even know about growing up. And it just, I don't know, it just felt like I just wanted to know everything and everything all at once. So when I was connecting with different people, I would connect with anyone who sounded interesting, right? And, in the beginning, it was kind of helpful that I was like an open book, or rather I was like an open vessel. It was kind of helpful because it helped me to get to where I am now. But in the beginning, like when I first awakened, when I first started connecting, I remember this dream, and I still remember this dream to this day. There was this entity in the dream that was calling for me. It was like kind of like the house on Freddy Krueger, but not. But the vibes. And this entity was inside of this house, and I went in the house. And I remember the entity being like, come on and join me. You only have a short amount of time to join me. So, you got to hurry up and decide to come with me. And there was just something about the energy of this entity. Like, I didn't feel afraid, but I did not feel like it did not, like, our energies didn't mesh well. And I remember leaving. I remember going downstairs, going out of the house, and there was like this truck outside waiting on me. And I remember looking up at the window, and the entity was standing in the window. Like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I just remember it was watching me. And what I remember of the entity is it had on a top hat. It had locks. They were probably about this long. It was giving me the vibes of that entity from American Horror Story and the Coven series part of it. But it was, I don't know. I was trying to think of the name, but I can't think of the name. I knew the name when I was like very heavy on American Horror Story, and that's another thing. Like the things that I used to watch, I I can't watch it anymore, and not because it scares me, but because there are open doorways, there are portals in everything. Everything carries energy, and you can make a portal. The radio can be a portal. The television can be a portal. The cell phone can be a portal. Even the doorway that you walk through, a window can be a portal, a mirror. Like there are so many portals, so many ways for energies and entities to infiltrate this reality that you have to be careful. You have to be mindful, especially once you start getting into the metaphysical world. But anyway, back to like, okay, so I remember being in the space where I just really wished, like, you know how in those movies when people like come into their powers, they have like a guide or a familiar or something to help them through. I wanted that so bad because I had so many questions, and some of the questions that I had, I would ask other spiritualists, and they would either give me a vague answer or they just wouldn't know. Or they would say things, they would say things like, you have to consult your guides and blah, blah, blah. But if you're telling me that you're a teacher, if you're telling me I have to pay for your services, why can't you answer my questions? And now, for me, now that I know that is because one of two reasons: either they are not as gifted as they're saying they are, as they're portraying they are, or the level in which my destiny, my vibration is on is above theirs, and they can't answer for me anyway. And it's like, I just remember wanting to have, I remember wanting to find like a book, like a family heirloom of a book of someone who practiced witchcraft or spirituality or something, and then I would have answers. I remember like seeking guidance or counseling in different things in different areas that I had questions in, and I just was never able to find it. So instead of, I bought books. Like I got books that to this day, well, on this day, I don't concern myself with those books because they're not a part of my journey. But it's just being on this spiritual journey, being awakened is different for everybody. That's number one. Number two, people who tell you that they have all the answers, they lying. You can't have all the answers for something that's different for everybody, number one. And number two, it's a journey. Like every single day, something is different. You learn something new every day, especially if you are doing it right. Like you have your moments when things look like they're bad. You have your moments when things just look amazing. You have your moments when it's just quiet. Like on this spiritual journey, spirit will like cut you off from the spiritual realm as a form of training for you to. I remember being so caught up in reading, listening to tarot readings, even reading myself, like getting my cards for myself. And, I remember being so caught up in that I, things stopped making sense. I stopped hearing things, and it got to a point where I felt lost. And it was because I was relying too much on the physical world for answers of the spiritual world. Instead of connecting with the Most High, instead of connecting with my ancestors, I was on YouTube. I was on TikTok. I was, reading the cards and Googling what the meanings were, what other people were saying the meanings were, instead of connecting with the cards, with the energy of the cards myself, instead of being in meditation or, praying to get the answers. I was seeking the answers outside of myself. And that caused me to feel very insecure in my journey and who I was and who I was becoming. I was doing readings for other people, but I was not very secure in the readings. Like I would get the messages and then I would second guess them because I would be thinking too much into it when being a channeler, being a vessel of the Most High requires no thought. It's not about what you think. It's about you saying what is downloaded from the Most High into you, you speaking that. No matter how crazy it might sound to you, it's gonna click with whoever you're reading for. And when I was in that space of silence, I felt like I just felt like I was fucking up. I felt like I was just doing something wrong because like why is nothing making sense? Why? And then mind you, at this time, this is when I was getting so many people coming in for readings from me when I barely knew what the fuck I was doing. And it's not that, I was not educated because I was studying, I was writing, I have a book of everything well, not everything that I learned, but a lot of things that I learned from doing research, comparing and contrasting. And I would say the readings that I did do, they I was never wrong, which was crazy. I was never wrong. I just never had the full story or the full message because I would block out certain things. So it was like I was still getting messages out to whoever I was reading for. I was still helping them, but I could have done more. I could have helped them more had I trusted in myself, trusted in my natural gifts and talents. But, like I said, it's a journey. Like I grew up. There was absolutely no esoteric talk in my family or in my, like, even to this day, like they're like whispers. Like I remember my mom saying something about me being born with a veil over my eyes. Honestly, I don't know what that means when she says it. I know what it means to me, but I don't know what she means when she says it. I remember her saying something about my grandma having some sort, maybe she has like sight or something. Like I really honestly don't know. I know that my family has gifts and talents and abilities of the spiritual nature that they don't use or that they use and don't realize that they're using it. But as far as being openly spiritual, metaphysical, no, I'm the only one. It's just me. And for a long time, I wanted them to support me. Like a few did. A few would come to me, like when I first started and ask me questions or allow for me to read them, as practice or whatever. And I don't know if it scared them off. Child, I don't know what happened. I just know it went from them being interested to them. Mm-mm. And it's like now I'm in a space where I, me and none of my family associate, and it's no beef or anything. We just don't associate with one another anymore. And I know that it's a part of my journey to be isolated, but I know that like my dad is one of those people who is like, you got to work a job in order to have things, and if you don't work a job, then you like begging or you ain't doing nothing with your life. And I know that a lot of people in my family may look at what I do as maybe like a hobby or I don't know, because I just feel like they don't take what I do seriously. They don't take it as seriously as it is, as I do. That I'm out here doing God's work. I'm out here being a vessel for the Most High to help heal, to help uplift and encourage. Like I know for a fact my family don't look at what I do as that. They probably think I'm out here losing my mind, not doing shit with my life or whatever. But and that's okay. Like it bothered me at first that I didn't have any support. And I had to I cried a lot. I had to pray a lot about it and, you know, come to an understanding that when you're doing something new, when you are like in a space of like groundbreaking, being a leader in something, like leading a resistance in a way that is different from everything that anyone around you has known, you're going to look crazy at first. Even I like my son, not interested. He's not interested at all. My oldest daughter, it's like Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's like this too hot, this too cold, and it's just right. But my baby girl, she's interested. It's just like when you start the spiritual journey, you have millions of questions, millions, like literally. And as someone who grew up Christian, Baptist Christian, you're taught that you don't question God. You're taught that the Bible is law. You're taught that you have to go to church or you going to hell. And it's like when you connect with God on your own, like on your own terms, and you connect with the Most High, you learn that that is such a closed-minded way of thinking that it's just, I don't know, drink your water, connect with your emotions, check the description box, support me. But this video, I feel, came about like when I initially started my podcast, I wanted it to be more of me being fully myself, expressing myself, but also incorporating the healing and the readings. You know, I gotta keep checking my mic because they're gonna go out on me, and then I just got all this footage of silence. But I wanted to like incorporate everything into my podcast, but I feel like I got caught up in not wanting, like, because I know people watch me, but they don't tell me that they watch me, or they don't like it's like this energy of like I'm hearing sneak dissing, so but whatever. I'm hearing like people sneak and watch me without letting me know. And I knew this, like I know this, and it made me not do things the way that I wanted to do things, so to speak. And now I'm like, I don't know, like maybe if I put it up here, I can see the light better. Nope, just give me the light. But I can see it a little better. But I don't know. I feel like I'm just in that fuck how it turned out space. Like if I upset people, it don't really matter anyway because nobody talked to me anyway. So it's like whatever. If like what I say bothers people, then they gotta deal with it. Like I have not been in my people pleasing era in so long that it's crazy. Like I remember like, why this is coming to mind. I remember like since my last big breakup, I was like talking to this guy. I can't even say dating because we didn't go on a date or anything. We would just like sit in the car and just talk and just kick the shit. Like that was it, just talking. And I remember because I'm a talker, I'm a thinker, and I'm a talker. So if those two things bother you about a person, you ain't gonna like me. And this guy, he felt like he could say what he wanted to say, and I was supposed to accept it and just be quiet. But I always had something to say because I have a brain. And I remember this one time, this is the very last time he ever saw me again in life. And he said to me, why you can't just take what I say and just be quiet? You always got to say something to what I got to say. Just let me say what I'm going to say and you just be quiet. I laughed. I could not do nothing but laugh because I was like, is he for real? And I looked at him. He was for real. And I'm not laughing at him as a person fully. I'm just laughing at the fact that people really think that because I'm nice, that I'm just going to accept anything. Like before, I ain't gonna lie, I probably, in my people pleasing, I would have been like, I just would have probably been quiet and, let it pass because like we had good conversations. It was like we laughed and everything. But I'm at a space in my life, especially on my spiritual journey, like where if it don't add value to my life, deuces, I'm on some new, I'm checking my deuces up. Like, I'm not, I will not settle for someone trying to control me, trying to quiet me, trying to dim me down, because I have lived enough of that my entire life. Like, even growing up, I remember my dad used to always say, your mouth gonna get you in trouble. Because I guess I had a smart mouth. Like, I always had something to say. I was always that person who had a rebuttal. And if I didn't, it was because I was choosing not to say anything to I don't want to say save face, but to keep the boat from rocking, you know? But I've gotten to a space now where I know how to speak my mind in a compassionate way where, like, because I would talk shit, or I mean, I feel like I would say things and I would make people feel stupid for how they felt, when that's not what you're supposed to do. You're not ever supposed to make anybody feel stupid about how they feel, or what they speak. And I know that because people have made me feel that way before, and I didn't like it. So I'm never gonna put that energy out there. I'm never gonna make you feel stupid, and I'm never gonna allow for you to make me feel stupid. So I have learned how to gather my thoughts, get my words together in a way where I can get my point across, but I'm not being rude, or I'm not being mean, or I'm not. I mean, I'm even not being passive aggressive. I'm just being authentic. I'm just speaking my truth, and I have learned that people don't like that. People don't like for you to speak your truth and be genuine if they can't find that within themselves. Because if they can't find it within themselves, they feel like you being fake, because they feel like it's fake. It's not real. It's not real for a person to disagree with how someone else is and still be kind about it. Because, a lot of people think that if you disagree with them, you beefing with them. And no, I even have or had connections that we just disconnected. No, there was no arguing, no fighting, no beefing, no nothing. We just disconnected. And I know for a fact that these people think that I got beef with them. And I don't think about these people a day in my life. Like, I would say I have been in disconnection from 99% of people for over a year. Over a year. I would even say 2 years. It's just been me, my children, and the Most High, and my friend. And I ain't gonna tell y'all where she lives, but my friend, my girl, my sister girl. But it's just like, I don't think about people from my past. I dream about them, and when I dream about them, I know that they're either talking about me, thinking about me, or it's like some energy about them that I don't know. I don't know how to explain that part. We'll get into that one day. But I don't think about people from my past, and I'm very good at that. I think it's the Aquarius in me. People say that all the time. Like, my cutoff game is superb. I'm trying to tell you, like, I can cut you off and not think twice about you. And I feel like the people that I do think about, they thinking about me, and that's why I'm thinking about them. And I, for some reason, I feel like that sounds conceited or egotistical or something, but it's not. I'm saying it from a spiritual standpoint, that I can feel people talk about me, or the Most High Spirit shows me people connecting with my energy. That's how I know that there are people who watch my videos that don't say nothing to me. They don't support me. They don't congratulate me, or comment or like or anything. They just watch it. But I know this because I dream of them, and the Most High guides me. They send me guidance on this thing. I always end up having to, like, cleanse my energy, clear my energy out. Excuse me. I find myself having to do an egg cleanse damn near every month. And it's because people, I feel like people don't think that I am a different person. They think that I'm probably being fake. I don't know. I just feel like no one from my past understands who I am now because they have no access to me aside from, what I allow for them to see on social media. God, I'm so tired of this thing sounding like a sippy cup. You about to get replaced because, you've been good, but it sounds like I'm drinking out a sippy cup. I can't get over it. But saying all of this to say, spirituality is a very complex thing. Everybody is open to it. Everybody, not open to everybody, it's available to everyone, but everyone is not open to it. And I feel like for there are some people who use spirituality as a tool, some people who use it as like revenge, some people like there are different ways that people use spirituality. But me, I choose to use it to heal and uplift people because of how my life has gone. The way that my life has gone, like I went to school to be in psychology. So I didn't complete, but I went. But take that into consideration of why or how I became a light worker. I wanted to be a therapist because I did not grow up being able to speak my feelings, to speak my truth, and holding all of that in. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but I wanted to create an outlet so nobody would have to be in the space that I was in growing up. I wanted people to always feel like they had someone to talk to, someone that understood them, and someone who they felt safe talking to. And then I don't know, it was something about school that it wasn't me. It was me because I love to learn. I love learning new things, but it wasn't me. And I don't know. I don't know how to, I don't know how to explain everything that I'm trying to say, but I just saw 9-9 on the clock. But what I am trying to say is I do this because I don't want people to feel alone on their journey. I want to help make things as smooth for others as possible through my learning experiences and through my connection to the Most High, because many are called, but few are chosen. And that just means that like I said, it's available to everybody, but only certain people actually answer the call, actually invest their time and energy into the spiritual practice. And only a select few use the spiritual practice for the elevation of all instead of just themselves trying to get their finances up and all the, personal gain. Not to knock nobody for what they do. I ain't knocking nobody. I'm just saying. I'm just calling a spade a spade. But anywho, I was going somewhere with that. Where was I going with that, y'all? I don't know. I do feel like I want to get a couple of cards out though. I don't know. I just wanted to express that because it had been on my mind, and I know that this journey ain't easy, and I know that it's also hard to find someone who is understanding. And the reason I can understand so many different people from so many different perspectives is because I've been through a lot. I've dealt with a lot. I've been on the giving and receiving side of toxicity and negativity. And it's just like, I don't know. I just feel very much so connected to light and darkness, and not in a dark sense where, I'll cast a spell on you or none of that. I don't do that. I know how, but I don't do that. But I just feel like, there are so many answers on this journey that we seek out, and we seek it through the means that seem like the best way. Like the people that I was looking to in the beginning of my spiritual journey were the ones who everybody was flowing to them. Everybody, like, they had all of the followers. They had all the answers to things. And I don't know. I don't even know where these people are today, just to be honest with you. One of them, I'm going to say this and then I'm going to get to the cards. One of the people that I was getting answers from, one of the first ones, I remember that his energy felt so positive at first. Felt so positive, felt so right. And then, like, something shifted. Something shifted. And I feel like it was because he was so well known. He wasn't protecting his energy like he should have. Like, yeah, he was wearing the emblems and the I can't get my words. He was wearing the talismans and things like that, but he was not actually doing the practice. You can wear these things all you want to, but if you don't connect with them, if you don't bless them, you just wearing jewelry. You just wearing artwork. Like, you have to put intentions into everything that you purchase or everything you use for protection. Like, if you do an egg cleanse, you have to put your intention into those things. You don't just go get an egg, get you a cup of water, or if you don't read the egg, you don't just go get your egg, sweep it over yourself, and just, go throw it out. You have to put intentions into these things. You don't just wear this, you put intentions into it. Like, my crystals, they're all intentional. You have to, you have to first read up on what the crystals are, what they're meant to embody. And then every time you wear it, you have to put the intention on. This is red tiger's eye. This is howlite. I know, I know what I have on. I know this is a nazar. People call it an evil eye. It's not what it is. That's what it protects you from, but that's not what it is. And I feel very much so like, if you call this an evil eye, that's what it's going to bring in to you. Instead of protecting you from it, it's like a beacon for you. And now that I'm thinking about it, I think that's what the guy that I was following at the time, I think that's what he called it, and I think that's how he was always getting attacked. These anyway, so there's an energy of needing balance in the collective. There's this energy of needing to connect with speaking your truth, just like me today. Speaking your truth, connecting with those parts of you that are otherwise hidden. And I feel like that's important in the collective to connect with these things, because when you dim your light, you are preventing other people from shining their light as well. Because a lot of the times, the way that someone will shine their light is by seeing someone else shine theirs. And the less people, I'm hearing that how people said, like, when they first started putting positive Black images in the movies and on the TV screen, I remember people always saying stuff like, I was so happy to see myself portrayed in this or in that. And I feel like you have that effect. You have the ability to have that effect on someone, where when they see you, they're like, oh, if they're doing it, then I can do it. Or if they're doing that, then I can do this. It's you are encouraging, you are empowering to your collective, the current collective that you have, because you have to keep in mind that as you elevate, your collective elevates as well. They change as well. So the people, just like the people that you were friends with at one age, if y'all grow and mature a certain way, sometimes you grow apart, sometimes you grow closer. sometimes you grow apart, and that's because your collective is changing. People are growing in different ways, in different directions, and therefore attracting different energies. So you have to be mindful and just, go with the flow of things. Don't be trying to hang on to connections just because that's been my friend for 20 years. But have y'all really though? Have y'all really been friends for 20 years? Like friends? I'm hearing that song by Beyonce. No friends, new friends. I don't know. I don't know. My friends better than your friends. Yeah, I don't know the words. I can't think of the words right now, but the Beyonce and Jay-Z song, "No New Friends, No Friends, New Friends, Friends." I don't know. I'm feeling like this energy, like this is heavy, heavy. I'm gonna tell y'all something. It's not easy. It's not easy being cheesy. No, but for real, it's not easy getting on a public platform and like sharing your truth, especially if you were like me. And come on, microphone. If you were like me and you were silenced for so long, or you were people pleasing for so long, or you got like stage fright, or you camera shy, or whatever the case may be, it's not easy, but it's necessary. It's necessary. It's helpful to so many people. I'm hearing that song, UNITY, UNITY, that's the unity. This card wants to come out too. Okay, so it feels like your money is tied up in something. Your abundance is tied up in something. Not the Zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. What's that song? Is that the Commodore's Zoom? Dang, I can't. I wish this world were truly happy. Living is fun. I can't get the words, but that song is coming up. Somewhere, someday. Dum, dum, dum. Dum, 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 dum. Whoa. This song is bumping. I'm trying to put that joint on right now. This song is so, I don't know. I used to listen to it a lot at the beginning of my spiritual journey because of how, I don't know, it just always felt like they were speaking about me. They were speaking to me. Okay, confirmation. Yeah, hold on. Okay, but yeah, so I mean, that song just, yeah. Anyway, I feel like your finances are tied up in something, or you feel like your finances or like your abundance is being tied up in something. I'm hearing something about an illusion. Changing your perspective. You got to change. I may be just a foolish dreamer, but I don't care. Oh, he don't care? Call me what you want. Well, my dear say it ain't what you call it. It's not what they call you. It's what you answer to. But anyway, squirrel. Focus, Nicole. I am. But yeah, I feel like it's all about your perception though, because I feel like you are a very abundant person. You are someone who the finances just want to roll in for you. They just want to flow in for you, but you are creating some sort of blockage yourself. This is like an energy of self-sabotage within the self. It's like more eternal, not eternal, internal than external. I'm feeling like accountability. Hold yourself accountable. It's because you're not balanced. There is some sort of balance that you're being called to gain in this time. It's like something that you're not connecting with. It's some energy. It must be this energy of speaking your truth or speaking up. Maybe you need to speak more affirmations. You know how the message you may hear is write the vision and make it plain. You have to speak it as well. Like the power is in the tongue. Yes, writing. Yes, yeah, it's good. Write the vision, make it plain, but you have to speak it into existence. It's like it's double work. The color purple may be significant. The movie, or the color, or the chakra. The chakra is either the third eye or the crown chakra. So both of those could need balancing, could need cleansing or connecting with. I feel like you're about to meet some energy, some like-minded, some kindred spirited energies that are coming in for you to connect with you on your journey. Everybody's going to be different. Everybody is going to bring something different to the table. Like when we were speaking about earlier, how your collective changes, like you are about to meet a new group of people that, because I was hearing, if you're the smartest person in the room, pick a new room. That's like when your collective is changing. Once the student surpasses the teacher, it's time for you to move on to a different collective, because we're supposed to be learning every day. When you get to a space where you ain't learning shit no more, when you're not growing anymore in the group setting that you are in, it's time to elevate. And there's no shade, no tea to the group. It's just, everybody got their own life. Everybody got their own journey. You disconnect with love, send them love and light and healing as you are disconnected, but connect with new people. Some people don't like that. I'm not gonna lie. I remember having friends who did not like me being friends with other people. It was like I was just supposed to be their friend, like I was their friend property. And it was like strange, but not strange. But it was like I'm gonna say it was strange, but I understood what they meant. And I understand even more now because I know how positive my energy has always been. Even if I have not always been the most positive person, I have always had a positive energy within me, because people always like flocked to me, always asked me questions, asked me for advice. People always would like come up to me in the store, even before me realizing my spiritual journey. People would always come up and just start like randomly telling me their life story. And I'm like, I just listen, like, and then being in the people pleasing mindset that I used to be in, I used to get stuck. You know how somebody will start talking to you, and there's somebody that just like to talk and talk and talk, and you end up stuck there for 30 minutes past you lay, I'm out of that now. I know how I can cut your conversation off, like with love, like respectfully. I gotta go. You gotta pay me for these services, because who got time? I'm just saying. But no, for real, like I always just used to attract people that felt like they could tell me anything and everything. I even remember times when I would just be like random, like on social media, and I would see people talking about killing themselves. And two, maybe three, two on social media and one in person that spoke about killing themselves. And I felt like I had to intervene, even though I did not know these people. I felt like I had to intervene and like give them encouragement. And one of them from social media, we became friends for a little while. The other one, I don't remember what happened to him, but I know he didn't go through with it. But it's just, I don't know. I just always been like a magnet for people like wanting my assistance or healing, or just, I don't know. But I feel as though like your collective is shifting, because you have shifted. You have grown, you have elevated, you have mastered something. There's some sort of lesson that you learned and mastered, and you like are elevating to something new. We're gonna get one more message and then deuces. Oh. I just saw a new beginning. So that's the one it says a new adventure awaits. Embrace it and live your dreams passionately. So thank you for being here for episode 9 of CoCo from the Dark podcast. Thank you for listening to me, allowing for me to open myself up to you as a collective. And thank you for just supporting me. Thank you for being here for yourself, for connecting with you, for wanting better for you, for growing, learning, healing, teaching, loving, and all of that good stuff. And I will see you on the next one. Love and light. Namaste.